Did you know that a popular heartburn medication may actually be a treatment for COVID-19? Say what? Well, in this video today, I'll talk about, is this true? What are the mechanisms behind this? And could this be an actual treatment for SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes COVID-19? Guys, let's talk about it. So I am a gut doctor and I deal a lot with heartburn and reflux. A lot of patients come see me for that. So when I heard that a very popular heartburn medication called Pepcid or famotidine could be a possible treatment for SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes COVID-19, I'm like, whoa, mind blown. How does that make sense? Well, when you look at the data, there may be some evidence for that. So this first came to light when a Dr. Michael Callahan, who's an infectious disease doctor, was in China studying the avian flu, and then the Wuhan virus came about and the pandemic started in Wuhan, China. Dr. Callahan went down there to see if he can help out. And what he noticed in researching the patients who were infected with COVID-19 is that those who were poorer actually end up doing better. And he was wondering, that doesn't make a lot of sense, because in most studies, in most diseases, those that have money have better access to healthcare, they have better diet, they have better health in general, and they tend to do better whenever they get a disease. But in this case, a lot more people were passing away who were actually more well off, who had more money, than people who were less well off or didn't have as much money. He wondered why. He went through around 6,000 studies and he discovered about 14% of the patients who are on a medication called famotidine, also called Pepcid, actually passed away versus 27% who actually passed away, a much higher number than if you weren't on famotidine versus if you were on famotidine. And what he realized is that a lot of people in the Wuhan province have heartburn. It's a chronic problem for a lot of different people, but Pepcid or famotidine is actually the cheaper version of another medication called Prilosec, which is also called omeprazole. So more and more poor Chinese were taking the poorer version or the cheaper version of a heartburn medication, the famotidine or the Pepcid, and they actually ended up surviving longer and having less complications versus those who were wealthier and actually got the more expensive Prilosec. So he took these findings to the United States, where in New York, they actually had a small secret clinical trial in which they gave patients very high doses of IV famotidine to see how they're doing. Now, we currently don't have the exact data yet. The clinical trials are going underway, but so far, the preliminary data seems to be very helpful. Now, how does this occur? Well, we came to realize this famotidine or Pepcid actually binds to a particular enzyme on SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes COVID-19. It binds to a papain-like protease, and that is actually needed for the SARS-CoV-2 virus to replicate. And so Pepcid binds to that particular protease, and by binding it, it deactivates it, preventing the virus from replicating. Now at this point in time, it's too premature for us to say this is a treatment for SARS-CoV-2, especially with the disaster that happened with hydroxychloroquine and chloroquine as well, because those did not work. But it seems, at least in the preliminary studies, that Pepcid or famotidine, it may be an effective option to treat patients who have COVID-19. And unfortunately right now, Pepcid is out of the market. There's nothing on Amazon and there's nothing in the supermarket as well, so you may have a hard time finding this. But the dosage that is used in clinical trials are such higher doses than what are typically used for regular heartburn treatment. And if the studies come out to be true, this may be a game changer when it comes to treating COVID-19, as we can have a safe, effective option to hopefully help out our patients. Guys, I want to thank you for watching this video. If you are interested in more videos on COVID-19, I have a special free video series if you sign up with the link down below that can get you access to my personal videos on COVID-19 so you can get more information to help out with your health. Guys, thank you for watching and stay happy and stay healthy. So when I heard in the news recently that a very popular medication, Pepcid, also called famotidine, could be a possible treatment for and they tend to do better whenever they get to the disease. And that enzyme actually